Hi guys, my name is Yuri, and in this video I'll explain how can we easily build interactive charts like this one in Python. I promise that it's much easier than you expect and requires only 3 lines of code. So let's walk through them together. To build a chart of this type, we will be using Plotly library, which, along with Matplotlib, Seaborn, and Bokeh, is one of the most famous libraries for data visualization in Python. So here I am in the documentation page of Plotly, and the link to this page will be in the description to this video, and I simply copy the piece of code which generates this chart according to the documentation, and I insert this code into the empty Jupyter notebook. So let's run this cell and see how it works. Great, and here we see our chart. Let's see how it actually works. We press the play button and we see our circles moving. And we also need to understand the idea behind this chart. In this chart, every circle is a country, and we have two axes. On the x-axis, there is a GDP per capita, which a given country had in a given year. And on the y-axis, we have a life expectancy, which, again, a given country had in a given year. And the size of the circle represents the population of this country in a given year. So the idea is quite simple. And also the countries are grouped into continents, which makes this chart easier to understand. Let's walk through the 3 lines of code which we have copy-pasted from the Plotly documentation. In the first line, we import the necessary package, which in this case is Plotly Express. In the second line, we upload the dataset we need on this chart into a pandas DataFrame. In this case, it is being uploaded from the library Plotly itself, but of course it can be our own dataset. And in the third line, we are calling the function which plots the chart itself. And let's explore how this function works. We see that this function takes a pandas data frame containing all the data as its first argument, and in the next arguments, it references column names from this data frame to indicate which columns should be used for each dimension. For instance, here we say that we want GDP per capita values to be used for x-axis, life expectancy values, which is the name of the column within this data frame, to be used for y-axis. We want the color of our circles be dependent on the continent column, and so on. So let's explore how the data frame looks like to confirm our hypothesis. Here we see our data frame, and there are 2 columns which we don't actually need, ISO alpha and ISO num, so let me quickly get rid of them. And here we have our data frame with only the necessary columns. We see that there are 6 columns. For each country and each year, we specify 6 things. 1. Country name. 2. The continent it belongs to. 3. The year of the observation. And in the last 3 columns, we have to provide values for 3 dimensions: x-axis, y-axis, and the dimension responsible for size. Let's generalize our findings so we can use this type of chart in any project we want. First of all, a chart like this is relevant when we want to study the behavior of many objects of the same type over time. They can be countries, people, or companies, whatever. One circle in the chart represents one object, and for each object, we need to prepare 1 row per period of time with 6 columns. In the first column, we have to give the object's name. In the second column, we need to specify the group it belongs to, and of course, within all the rows of this object, its name and group name will be consistent. In the third column, we have to provide the year of the observation, and in the last 3 columns, we have to provide data for 3 dimensions: x-axis, y-axis, and the size of circles. That's all for today. I hope you found this video useful and you enjoyed how easily can we build charts like this one with Claude Lee library. Thanks for watching.